Hello everybody and welcome to the first ever video of Matthew's Military. And in today's video, we are going to be doing a quick review of everything a Canadian soldier would carry in the 70s and 80s from bottom to top. So let's hop right into it. So starting at the bottom, we have the original Canadian 1970s combat boots, and they would use these in the 80s as well. So the inside has a very weird sole, but it's nice and flexible, so it works better for, when you're in the field and you're running, training, doing everything. But yeah, these were actually given to me from a real veteran who brought them home after he was done basic training and after he was done just formally a service member. And so he was also in the Canadian Administration Service. So I have his cap badge and the beret as well. So these two things go together. So pretty nice. But let's get back to the boots quickly. So these laces are bad. They're in rough condition because they were used in the field. But these were also just sitting around. And once he found out I collected military items, he gave them to me. So even though they're in bad condition, I'm still glad to have these because I was waiting to get some original boots for my combat uniform. But yeah, these are the original combat boots, and I'm glad that the sole is in perfect condition. You could still see a little bit of what size it is right there. So yeah, it's pretty nice. And I want to tell you guys a unique way on how they polished it. So if I remember, the veteran who I know, he put polish on, and then he said that he would grab a cloth, but also a lighter. He would use the lighter, and he would scoop up some polish from the tin, just place it on top, and also on the other side, and he would use a lighter, melt it, and then he would scrub. So that's the first thing that he said when he entered basic training. He did that, and then once he put more polish on over the years, he didn't have to grab any polish. He just had to use a lighter and cloth. So after doing it for so many years, he never used any more polish, just lighter and cloth. Did the thing over and over again to make them nice and shiny. But I'm not going to do that because I want to keep them in the correct shape and what they were. So, yep, these are the original boots. Now, heading down to the original pants is the Mark II combat trousers, lightweight, OG 107 Mark II. So these ones were made in May 1973, which is pretty unique, and I really like that. So these pants have pockets on both left and right, two really large pockets at the bottom that can carry you rations, field bandages, all of that. But then up here are sideway pockets, and these things can be filled with, extra ammo or small letters, books, paybook. And I was actually given these from my grandpa. He wasn't in the service, but he was a Sea Cadet, and after they stopped using these, and when he was in Sea Cadets, he went to all the camps, instead of using the combat uniforms that they use today, the Sea Cadets, Air Cadets, and Army Cadets use these exact uniforms. So they actually got these ones from the Canadian Armed Forces, and when they stopped using them, they just gave it to the cadets as well. But that's for Sea Cadets. Sea Cadets stopped using them. The Army Cadets and Air Cadets actually still use them today. And if you search up Air Cadet combat uniform, you could still see them wearing this. So yeah, this is an original 1973 pants. And now we're going to be heading up to the field jacket, also known as combat shirt. So right here is the label of the lightweight Mark II combat shirt, also known as a combat field jacket. So this one was made in 1978. So these two are separate apart. But yeah, this is lightweight 107 GS Mark II, long sleeves, and this one is a size 7. So, and it also says NATO, which is pretty cool. I'm glad about that. So yeah, this is the original field jacket. Oh, I also forgot to mention about the pocket, that in the back there's one small pocket on the right side. So that's the only pocket on the back. But on the field jacket, sorry, I forgot to talk about that. The inside has a nice liner. It's supposed to be lightweight, but it's also supposed to be baggy, so then you have fresh air running through your clothing, so then you're not like sweaty and it stinks, and also it doesn't like hurt you or anything. So that's what it's designed for. These little straps right here, sorry, not straps, pieces of rope right here, these are used to like tighten around you, so then when you're like, if you're in war or just like in service genuinely, and if you're having a fight or just doing something dumb in the force, if your buttons popped off, these would come in handy. But your buttons are not going to pop off because they are enforced to have like the piece of the uniform is attached to the button, so it's very, very rare for that to happen. But these, it's not just for that, it's just to tighten up your uniform so then you look better. But yeah, so that's the uniform. On both sides for the cuffs, they have buttons and only one buttonhole, so then it fits around your arm easily. And then for putting on your ranks, there it is right here. Pretty nice. And the pockets, there are 2 large pockets at the bottom. They could carry like letters, books, field rations, the same thing that I said about the other ones, field dressing too. These small ones are just like extra ammo if you want to, or in general, badges, buttons, extra sewing equipment, grenades, and pencils and stuff. If you're like stationed somewhere, maybe like pencils or handbook, anything. But yeah, so that's the field jacket. Field jacket and slash field uniform. But we're gonna go head up to here to the original winter jacket and also the gear that they use. So basically the webbing and belt. So I have the webbing on it, but I'm just going to take it off so that I could show you better. So I got the webbing and ammunition pouches off, and I'm going to show you guys what a Canadian soldier would carry on their webbing. So of course there would be like extra packs, but right now I just only have one, so that's what we're going to be having on it. But right here is your ammunition pouch. You have like a little contraption so that it doesn't fall out easily, based off the World War II ammunition pouches, but these ones are smaller because you carry magazines and not clips, and you don't really need that many. So this is what the inside looks like. It has Velcro right there, of course, so it's double sealed. And then right here, this part is just used for tightening it, so then your ammunition doesn't fall out easier. And this contraption, like you put the Velcro on first, and then you overlap this piece right here with that bottom piece, and then you just close it up with this rope. I'm not going to do it because I'm only one-handed. Maybe I can. Oh yeah, I could try. And then you just snaps on like that, and then you just pull down, and then ta-da, it's closed. Alright, so we're going to head to the other side of it, which is the canteen. I'm not pretty sure it's not an original canteen, but it is. But no, the canteen is original, it's just that the cup in it is probably not. I'm not too sure. I don't remember, but yeah. So this is the canteen cup. It says, for water only, do not apply canteen to open flame or burn burner plates. So do not do that. So this was made in the USA, so this might be Korean. No, sorry, not Korean. Maybe Vietnam. I'm not too sure, but yeah, this is probably US canteen, but I'm pretty sure this is Canadians also use these. So yeah, that's the canteen. And then in here is a cup, which I'm pretty sure does not belong with the uniform, but it just came like this. So this cup is tough to take out. So yeah, this is the cup. I'm just gonna leave it in there. If you want to search up field cup, it has a handle, and then the handles could overlap so that it's easier to drink. And of course, it's in the shape so then your canteen slides perfectly in it. And of course, this one doesn't have the Velcro, but this one has the same contraption as the other one, where you overlap these two right here. Then you use this piece of rope or fabric, and then you just overlap it, and it opens like that. So coming to the back of it, right now we have, oh, what's this? The name and number 365. All right, that's pretty nice. So I might have to search his name up. So sorry, I got a little carried away there. I never knew that. So this piece right here is for carrying, like, field rations, gas mask, which right here is an original Canadian gas mask that they used. And my grandpa actually had it. They used to wear it. So it says right here, Canadian, yeah. So this is the original Canadian bread bag is what Germans call it, and everybody else calls it. It's a bread bag for sure. And so yeah, it's pretty nice. It has clips right here so that it's easier to carry it. Gas mask. If you want to put your gas mask, it fits in there. So yeah, that's what you would have in your gear. So now we're gonna head up over to the field jacket, and the field jacket is all original, just like the other one. So this one is weird because this one has a zipper, but it also makes sense because it's for wintertime. It has a zipper, and it has buttons that go along here, even one at the very top. And if you want your neck to be extra protected, you have two buttons right here, so then it's easier. And you could also, so yeah, you have two right here, and then the rest is right here. You have two big pockets at the bottom, just like the field jacket, sweatshirt. And then you have two smaller ones up here. And then you have the rank, which mine is a Lance Corporal or private, I believe. And then two patches that have, one patch that has a Canadian flag on it. Sorry. And then this is your, like, epaulets. This is where your ranks would go. And then, yeah. So if you want to protect your neck, you have this contraption right here, which is pretty neat. And so, yeah. Then right here, you have your, I'm not too sure if this is original, but probably is. I'm not too sure, but I'll have to take a look at that later. So this is Canadian Armed Forces. Balaclava. Not a balaclava. Forgot what this is called. But yeah, it's used for the winter and wraps around your neck. But most common in civilian life too. So yeah, it's pretty big. So it could be used for like a blanket if you want to as well. Might be a blanket, I'm not too sure. But scarf. Yeah, sorry, a scarf. So this is a nice scarf. So yeah, that's the Canadian scarf that they would use. And then we already went through the gas mask. It's that Mark II gas mask, or Mark III, don't remember, but has the original filter, and it's in perfect condition as well. So I'm glad about that. And then right here, I told you guys this is the administration cap, but you could also put other cap badges on there, just like I have over here. The artillery and the artillery, logistics, and the military MP, military police badge on these caps. So it's pretty handy to have these, used for ceremonies and parades. And right here is an original I'm not sure, Vietnam. Might be Vietnam era or original American liner, but it doesn't look like it. It's a Canadian, might be Canadian liner from the 70s, but yeah, this is a Canadian helmet liner. So pretty nice, pretty nice. So that was everything, folks. I hope you had a really good time watching this video. This video is 15 minutes. So glad you watched this. Make sure you go take a look at my YouTube shorts, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.